Yes, hustlers, welcome to this learning all about navigating holidays. And it's a big part of the program, really, because we're here to get results. We're here to sustain those results for the rest of our life. And that entails us building habits that stick. So it doesn't matter what environment we're in, it doesn't matter what we're kind of going through, those habits stick. It's a part of our lifestyle. And that includes obviously holidays. We want to go on holiday. We want to look our fucking best. We want to feel good. We want to feel energized. We want to come back off the holiday feeling revitalized, feeling rested, and looking sharp. We don't want to come back feeling lethargic, like soft and bloated and like demotivated. All right. So if you implement these habits while you're away, you're going to be feeling and looking great. And you're not going to go far off track. So let's dive in. Number one, prioritize a protein in each of your meals. This is a real basic one, but it's a habit that needs to stick with you for the rest of your life if you want to stay lean, be strong, and basically upgrade your metabolism and your physique. Every meal you eat should be built around a lean protein. So it doesn't matter whether you're, at a restaurant and you're ordering food, or you're back at the villa and you're self-catering, so you're cooking. The first ingredient that you're thinking about and building your dish around is, what lean protein am I going to be eating? So you just think about the six proteins that are listed in your nutrition plan. So, for the omnivores, it's a grilled chicken, grilled lean red meats, grilled fish, shellfish like prawns, eggs, low fat Greek yogurt. These are the main protein sources. And if you're traveling and you think some of these are going to be hard to obtain, then maybe, think about packing a whey protein powder with you as well, just to help keep your protein levels up. But look, the reasons are clear. Like, protein is the most satiating macronutrient. So basically it keeps you feeling fuller for longer and reduces our hunger hormones called ghrelin. And it does it way more effectively than carbs and fats. So, you're less likely to eat crap later in the day or overeat later in the day. And eating protein actually slows down our digestion. So it manages the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream, which basically leads to a more stable blood sugar level and energy levels. So, we prevent those energy crashes, all right? And we prevent the kind of cravings for sugary foods or overeating later in the day. It also has a higher thermic effect than carbs and fats. Now, what that means is it basically burns calories while we digest it, okay? Because it takes up more energy to digest than carbs and fats does. So the thermic effect of food, or TEF for short for protein, is 20 to 30% of the calories burned during digestion. All right. If you compare that to carbs, which is just 5 to 10%, and fats, which is just 0 to 3%, it can make a bit of a difference, right? So, for example, if you eat 200 calories from protein, you're going to be feeling pretty full anyway, but you may burn 40 to 60 calories just from digesting it. Okay, so prioritize your lean protein in every meal. Build your meals around that protein. Number two, portion control. This one is massive, isn't it? If we're away, and basically it entails like a shift in mindset. The goal is to eat until satisfied. Enjoy your food, savor your food, enjoy, the experience of the restaurant that you're in, or cooking with friends, wherever you are. But you don't need to eat until like you're properly bloated and full and lethargic, right? So, escape the old beliefs. So kind of being on holiday means letting go. That means eating everything in sight, drinking excessively, and just, fuck it, I'll worry about it when I get back. No, because you'll feel like shit on holiday, and you'll look like shit, and you'll feel crap when you get back as well. So look, you need to switch it to your new empowered mindset, which is that I can enjoy my holiday without overindulging. It's not the rich food and overeating and excessive alcohol that's going to give me my dopamine release. Instead, it's just like enjoying the experience, enjoying the environment I'm in, making the connection with people that I'm, traveling with, not stuffing myself full of drink and excess food, right? You just end up feeling like crap. Now, it's a good one to always ask yourself these questions when it comes to eating and drinking. Like, ask yourself these questions. Will this add to my experience, or will it take it away from me? Does it serve me and my goals? And then the second question is, what will make me feel proud and aligned when I return home? And if you're thinking, okay, if I eat, it doesn't really serve me eating this extra big portion, like, or I don't actually need the dessert, but I'm going to eat it anyway because I deserve it. I'm on holiday. Does that actually serve you? Is it actually going to make you feel better afterwards? Is it going to make you feel proud of your decisions? Probably not. Look, food and alcohol are, of course, part of the experience of going on holiday, and of course, you should enjoy it, right? You can enjoy it, but the problem is when we associate pleasure and relaxation with, heavy meals and unlimited drinks. Food can enhance the moments, but it doesn't need to dominate them. And actually, if we take a, step back and just think about it, overindulging on can dull our experience. We just end up feeling bloated, sluggish, kind of hungover. You get poor quality sleep, which affects your mood the next day. So just remember, it's not about restriction. It's just about awareness. All right. Real freedom is about feeling in control, not out of control. And many clients think that freedom on holiday means eating whatever they want. But real freedom is actually feeling energized and not weighed down, moving your body more because it feels good, not out of guilt, and returning home refreshed, not defeated. So number 2, portion control. Let's get it right. Eat slowly. Eat until you're about 80% full, then stop. Engage in conversation. Make sure you chew your food properly and stay hydrated at mealtime. That actually leads us nicely into the next one, hydration. So, reduces hunger and prevents overeating. We know this, but it's so important on holiday. It can disrupt our hunger cues, making you feel hungry. So your body actually thinks it wants food, but actually what it needs is more fluids. So it also helps with mindful eating. Being hydrated, you're more in tune with your body's signals. It supports digestion, reduces bloating, and water is essential for breaking down food and moving it through our digestive system effectively. So we need it to aid our digestion. So it helps also obviously regulate our energy and our mood. So, we need to stay on top of that. And when you're away, particularly in hot climates, we're looking for at least 3 to 4 liters. And actually what I suggest is you guys take a good electrolyte on the trip with you. Have a serving before you get on the plane. When you land, have an electrolyte first thing in the morning, and it's a really good way to hydrate quickly. And then throughout the day, you just got to stay on top of your consumption. The usual rules apply. I always say try and get a litre of water inside you by 10 a.m. in the morning. And if you can win the morning, you generally win the rest of the day. So that's a good one to start your day with. Number 4, meal frequency. Okay, so there's 2 kind of scenarios. So if you're someone who wakes up pretty early on holiday, maybe you've got kids or you're doing lots of excursions, then I would suggest you stick to your normal meal frequency structure of 3 meals a day, maintaining your regular 3 meals like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It will help stabilize, your blood sugar levels. You'll avoid grazing all day and snacking out of convenience because, your appetite's under control and those meals are spaced out throughout the day. You keep that routine, keeping a familiar structure makes it easier to stay mindful with your food, especially if you're, with a family. So just do the basics, eat protein-focused breakfast, anchor each meal with a protein source, and a good amount of fresh vegetables or salad for fiber, and stay hydrated. Now, if you're in category number 2, if you're someone who likes to take it a little bit easier when you're on holiday, you're waking up later in the morning, you could always try the 16-8 fasting window. So that's the 16-8 intermittent fasting approach, which is where you kind of fast for roughly about 16 hours. Most of that is while you're asleep. And then you eat your meals between sort of 12 midday and 8 p.m. in the evening. And it just works well on holiday, right? Because, you're sleeping in. So most of it, you're asleep, you're not very hungry. It's easy to get past that situation. And then when you want to enjoy bigger meals later in the day, you've got extra calories that you've banked. You want to keep things simple, naturally reduce calorie intake without tracking. So it's a fussy way of just making a really simple structure work for you and putting you in a calorie deficit. So alcohol considerations, a big one here. So save calories by swapping out high sugar mixes for flavored sparkling water or low sugar mixes. Okay, it's a no-brainer. Remember, you don't have to drink everything under the sun to have a good time. It's a key mindset shift. Drinking is optional, not the highlight. Fun doesn't depend on alcohol. So being present, social, relaxed can happen with or without drinks. Choose alcohol because you truly want to, have a little bit, not out of habit or pressure, or definitely not out of boredom. So, just make the simple swaps, beers for good quality tequila, like low calorie options. Make sure you're not drinking sugary kind of cocktails. And remember the hidden cost behind alcohol, right? So it disrupts our sleep. Even 1 to 2 drinks can kind of reduce our restorative sleep, increase cortisol levels, disrupt digestion and hydration. It means you basically wake up feeling groggy the next day, hungrier, more likely to overeat than you would otherwise, and probably be less active. All right. Number 6, increase your step count by 20%. So this is a really good one. Generally, you have more time when you're away, so it's a bit of a no-brainer. It's low-hanging fruit. Everyone can do it. So if you're in a hot climate, go early morning walks, get some steps in, and maybe later in the evening. Be active as much as you can. And obviously, keeping those step count up is just going to make it easier to kind of stay closer to a caloric deficit. Crush a workout earlier in the day. So this is a big one. Now, I encourage everyone, when you're booking your hotels, to look for a hotel with a decent gym, or maybe like a gym nearby that you can use. And if you can start your day with even just like a 30 to 40 minute workout, is really going to help you stay on track. If you don't have access to a gym, but you're on you're by the coast, I would always, set a stopwatch, just say 30, 40 minutes of my day. I'm just going to go and do as much swimming as I can. So if you're in a pool, 30 minutes, do as many lengths as you can. You can take a little rest when you need to. And then each day you try and get an extra length or an extra couple of lengths. All right. So you're just blocking out a period of your day where you're just moving and doing swimming, and you're out in nature. Really good way to enjoy your day and also stay on track. So finally, just enjoy it. Remember, flexibility over perfection. You don't need to be perfect when you're away on holiday, but if you can implement most of these, you're going to be feeling great, looking great, and you'll come back feeling amazing. Okay, so go ahead, enjoy your holiday, crush it.